we interrupt your gaming adventures to bring you a special news bulletin from DorkNinjaGaming. Hi, I'm Ninja Misty, and with me is...
Ninja Andrew.
And we are here to give you a few quick tips on how to survive in the post-update 47 world of DCUO.
It's the apocalypse, or... No, stay calm, children. Woot! So basically, these tips are sort of to help you guys be able to see things from the right perspective going forward after this update, and maybe help you to be able to stay on track and get through your levels in a relatively easy fashion, I guess.
Absolutely. It's just going to be a few quick tips. We'll go more in depth. We're going to do a 101 episode, but these are just kind of, what do I do now? Things have changed, the structure of things have changed, and we just wanted to give you guys a little heads up that might make it easier, particularly for you guys that are new to the game.
Right. So, sort of how to tell what you should be doing next, and how to know what you should be doing when you're going into the content. So, essentially, thanks to the update, and that's sincere, thank you for the update, things have gone back to the way that they were maybe more initially, the way that they were when Missy and I first started playing the game, and we think that that's great, but that's putting that aside. Essentially, what that means for you as the player is that now, when you go up through your tiers of content, there's a particular order that they are going to try to encourage you to go through as you complete it. So just if you take a look at your On Duty tab really quickly, you will see that when you get up to, let's say starting at tier 30, or at tier 30, level 30, whatever you want to call it, you first level up, only certain content is available and open to you at Tier 1. Mostly your alerts, your duos, and your solo content, right? There is no Tier 2 raid. There is nothing yet available. So what you're encouraged to do there is to go through your alerts, duos, and solo to build up and accumulate the marks as well as the dropped gear in order to pay for a Tier 1 suit that will allow you to get up to Tier 2. When you go to Tier 2 now, people's instinctive reaction has been for a long time, okay, I'm at Tier 2, it's time to go into the raids, because the raids are going to give me the biggest boost to my marks, my gear, everything, right? But that's actually wrong, because that's not what you want to do. When you get up to the next tier, you have to go back down to the bottom again and start doing your solos, your duos, and your alerts at Tier 2 to build up marks and build up the gear that you have so that you can buy another suit at Tier 2 to get into the raids so that you have a suit of gear that's at that level. So when you go into Tier 2 raids, then you get the raid drops, and that is what helps you get up to the next tier. So it's like a lot of people are going to be going through the content now expecting to be able to go directly into the raids with no gear and no effort put in at that tier level, and they're going to wonder why the game is hard. And the reason is because you're skipping all of the low-level stuff and trying to go directly for the hardest thing at that tier. And our suggestion is to go back and play the content the correct way and build up your marks using that low-level content in order to buy your gear before you go into the raid content. And I know that Misty can probably atone to that or attest to that, that's been the way that it's been when we played the content, as well as we've been seeing that be the issue. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you want to add on that subject?
No, I mean, just get your gear, play the game that it's the way, play the game the way that it's intended to be played, and you will get your gear in a timely fashion. It's not going to be as quick as you have been able to do it over the past couple of years.
Yeah. But think of it as it's a learning process. You have to go through the low-level stuff to earn your way up to the high-level stuff. And you can't just bite off more than you can chew and expect to get through it and then wonder why the game is hard.
And just be thankful that, and it's up to you whether you want to spend money on replay badges if you're not legendary, but you do have the ability to reset content and grind it and move up more quickly than back when we first started playing the game. You raided one time a week, and there were no resets. You raided one time, once a week.
That's right.
And then that was it. You waited till it reset, and we slowly built our characters up that way.
That's right.
So at least you have replay badges.
And in addition to that, you also still have high-level players who still need to get loot, who still need to get styles and stuff and collections out of this content that are going to be running this content with you anyways. So that's another advantage where you're still going to get through content easily. It's just that you need to be able to build up enough marks, and the way you build up enough marks to get the suits that you need is to do all of these low-level things, because that's what they're there for. Give you lots of marks and give you stuff to do and stuff to play. It's supposed to be fun for you. This is supposed to be part of the game. It's not supposed to be the thing you ignore. So just take that into consideration, going forwards. And that should help everybody out, And
definitely.
And the other thing that we wanted to talk about was, what was it?
Well, the other thing that we wanted to talk about, particularly if you're in a group full of low levels or if you're in the higher tiered content, is you may want to kind of make peace with the fact that you're going to need a full team the way that the game intends for it to be played.
Yes.
Now, you may not always need 2 tanks. So you have your tank, you have your DPS roles, then 2 healers and 2 trollers. Sure, there are instances where you can get away with 1 troller and 1 healer, particularly if they're a higher level than what's required for the instance.
That's right.
But we've had our own personal experience, at least twice since the update, in Hall of Hades, where Ninja Andrew and I were solo healing and trolling, and it was not going well because of the restructured content, where before we could do that, I won't say with ease, because, it's always difficult in high content when you're having to play a solo role, but we were able to get through it.
That's right. So, just to sort of summarize that the way that I was thinking about it in my head as well, was just that you can't expect to continue playing the game the way that it was before. Because before, everybody expected to go in with 5 DPSs, 1 healer, 1 troll, 1 tank, and make it through because the DPSs were just going to blaze through everything because they're uber powerful, right? But they're trying to encourage us to play the content properly, for one, and they're trying to encourage us to play the content properly at our level. So when we go into Tier 6 stuff now, it's no longer a case of, we're so powerful that we can just blow through this stuff with those DPSs. It's actually that the content has been restructured the way that it was at the beginning, when there were no uber powerful people and everybody was going into it for the first time, and you did need 2 of each role. Because it's more about being able to endure for the long term and slowly burn down the enemies and survive, versus trying to go in and just blast through it, and you're relying on 2 or 3 people to basically do a ton of work so that, you guys can just burn through it. But it's a lot of work, especially when a lot of this content has multiple things that people have to pay attention to, and it's especially Hall of Hades, as a controller, I can't hit the statues, debuff the boss, and pick up people and throw out power all at the same time, just because the DPSs want to keep throwing DPS at the boss. We have to work together. People have to pick each other up. People have to do things that they're not necessarily contributing to the DPS on the boss. You might have to help out by doing some of the task-oriented things in order to help people get through the content. So it's just take 2 steps back and really reconsider how the content was originally intended to be played, and the closer you can get towards that goal, the better you will do in the content. And that's the biggest tip that we can give you guys, Woot.
Absolutely.
And was there one more, or was that it?
I believe that was it.
Woohoo. Right on, guys. So just, try to keep things in perspective, and I don't think that the game is going to be overly punishing, and I do think you're still going to be able to get up through your tiers relatively easily, especially if you take our advice and go back and play that lower level stuff often, because that's how you do it, guys. So, whoop.
Absolutely. So, guys, stay tuned for more instruction and tips and how-tos when it comes to surviving Update 47 and all of the new content that is headed our way in DCUO. Like, subscribe, comments, questions, and stay tuned for more news and breaking news here on DorkNinjaGaming. Bye.
Woohoo.